Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into a company that's hoping to make some tunes and some money. Will their latest moves be a hit or just another Saturday morning rerun? Stick around to find out. This report is all about a few important decisions the shareholders of Kartoon Studios made at their annual meeting. They voted on things like who gets to be on the board of directors, who will check their financial books, and how many more shares they can give out as rewards. We'll break down what this means for the company and its future. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. Come join. This report is called an 8K, and it's basically a snapshot of important events that happened at Kartoon Studios. The key date here is May 14, 2025, which is when the decisions we will talk about were made. It's like a business quick update. Kartoon Studios is a company that has its stock listed on the NYSE American LLC exchange. The stock's ticker symbol is TUMN. This means if you want to buy or sell shares of the company, you can do so under that symbol on the stock market. One of the big things that happened was a vote on something called the 2020 Incentive Plan. This plan is how Kartoon Studios gives its employees, like the top bosses and other important people, a chance to earn company stock. It's like a bonus system where if the company does well, the employees who helped make that happen get rewarded with more ownership in the company. The shareholders voted to increase the number of shares available in this plan by 5 million. This gives the company more flexibility to reward its employees with stock options or other stock-based awards. Stock options are like a promise to sell you shares at a set price, encouraging you to help the company's stock price go up. Think of it as giving the team a bigger slice of the pie if they bake a better cake. At the yearly meeting, the people who own stock in Kartoon Studios got to vote on 5 different topics, also known as proposals. Each share of stock got 1 vote on each proposal. The company kept track of how many shares were out there and able to vote, which was almost 48 million shares on March 17, 2020, fired the day they counted who was eligible to vote. The first thing the stockholders voted on was who should be on the board of directors. These are the people who guide the company's overall strategy and make important decisions. The stockholders chose Andy Hayward, Joseph Gray Davis, Margaret Loesch, Lynn Siegel, Henry Sisignano III, Anthony Tomopoulos, and Dr. Cynthia Turner Graham to be on the board. They'll stay in their positions until the next annual meeting or until they decide to step down or are removed. Let's take a look at the votes. Andy Hayward got about 12.3 million votes in favour with about 1.4 million votes withheld. It means some people didn't vote for them. In addition, over 11.4 million shares were held by brokers who didn't vote on this particular item, which is common. The other candidates had similar numbers, with a mix of votes for, votes withheld, and broker non-votes. The next vote was about choosing the company's auditor. This is an outside firm that checks the company's financial records to make sure everything is accurate and follows the rules. The stockholders agreed to keep Withum Smith plus Brown PC as the auditor for 25. It's like hiring someone to check your homework to make sure you didn't make any mistakes. Over 21.8 million votes were cast in favour of keeping Withum Smith plus Brown as the auditor, with about 2.4 million votes against and 809,038 abstentions, where people chose not to vote either way. The third vote was to approve the change we discussed earlier, giving the company more shares to use for its employee incentive plan. The stockholders agreed to this with over 8.8 million votes in favour, almost 4.8 million votes against, and about 55,000 abstentions. Again, over 11.4 million broker non-votes. Another proposal was about something called warrants. Think of warrants as coupons that allow someone to buy shares of the company at a specific price. These warrants were given out as part of a previous deal in December of 2024. The vote was to allow up to 17.4 million shares to be issued if people decided to use these warrants. Again, the stockholders approved this proposal with over 9 million votes in favour, about 4.5 million votes against, and around 98,000 abstentions. The last item was a vote on whether to delay the meeting if they didn't have enough votes to approve the previous proposals about the incentive plan and the warrants. The stockholders said yes to this as well, with over 9 million votes in favour, around 4.5 million votes against, and 68,000 abstentions. However, the board of directors decided they didn't need to delay the meeting because they already had enough votes to approve those earlier proposals. At See Now, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. Kartoon Studios just secured the votes they needed to move forward with their plans, particularly regarding how they reward their employees and handle some stock-related agreements. Getting the green light on the incentive plan increase is a good sign for employee morale. It means a company can attract and keep talent by offering them a bigger stake in the company's success. However, the mixed votes on some of these proposals, with a significant number of votes against or withheld, suggest that not all shareholders are completely on board with every decision. It's something the company needs to keep an eye on, making sure they're addressing any concerns from their investors. What we don't see here is a clear look at the financial numbers. While the company received the go-ahead to issue more shares, the actual impact on the stock price and shareholder value depends on how well the company performs. Alright, that's our breakdown of Kartoon Studio's latest filing. What's your take on these decisions and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.